Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us for this Q&A session on New Jersey's state of emergency due to the coronavirus. I'm Natalie Patterson, a video producer for NJ.com.
And I'm Sophie Nieto-Munoz. I'm a State House reporter who has been covering the spread of coronavirus in New Jersey.
So we've gotten so many questions over the last, week and a half. Especially on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So we thought we'd do a Q&A session and field some of those most common questions. If you have additional questions, which we're thinking you're going to have, please write us in the comments section, and someone from the NJ.com team will try to get to you as soon as possible and give you the most timely information. Let's get to some of these bigger questions, though, Sophie. Governor Murphy declared a state of emergency in response to the coronavirus on Monday. Everyday folks, are we going to notice anything different kind of in our day-to-day lives?
So most of us are really not going to notice any big changes in our lives with this state of emergency. What it really is, it's a tool for the government that they use to organize, distribute money, staffing, other resources. It also allows them to receive financial assistance from the federal government, and a big chunk of this is also that the state's price gouging law goes into effect immediately.
And we're going to get back to more on what exactly price gouging is and what that means, but it really sounds like this is an official action that the Murphy administration takes to kind of get their tools lined up and resources lined up. Is that pretty much the case?
Yeah, and you might have heard, state of emergency used before, especially in response to big snowstorms or during Sandy. But this is the first time in recent years that New Jersey has declared a state of emergency in response to a public health crisis.
Oh, okay. Lots of questions that you guys have had about can the government restrict travel here in New Jersey? Can the Murphy administration restrict our travel?
So they have the ability to, but they haven't really done it yet. International business travel is suspended for state workers, just state workers only. They also need approval from the governor's office to travel outside of the state for business trips. So that includes trips to New York, D.C., anywhere outside of the state. Again, that affects only state workers. So the out-of-state travel ban doesn't include any personal trips, your everyday trips to New York to go to work. There is no restriction on personal trips right now.
It's only when you are traveling in your professional state capacity.
Right.
Interesting. Okay. Can I still travel out of state? So just your normal everyday person?
Yeah, as long as you're not a state worker going out on official business. But the CDC is encouraging people to stay out of China, Iran, South Korea, Italy, and Japan right now. And that is particularly for older folks, people who are immunocompromised, more susceptible to getting sick. Those people should really consider postponing trips, cruises, and just other travel.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've done a ton of write-ups about that on NJ.com/coronavirus. But the first place you should be looking if you're asking friends and family, hey, should I go on this trip? You have to go to the CDC website.
Yeah.
They've been updating that constantly, and it's been a really good resource even just for my personal life. So
yeah,
that's where we want to send you, CDC website, NJ.com /coronavirus too. Let's get back into the more specifics of the state of emergency. What exactly is price gouging, and what can the state do to prevent it?
So the state's price gouging law bars businesses, pharmacies, any merchants from raising their prices more than 10% to capitalize on the public health crisis. So if their prices increase more than 10%, you should contact the Attorney General's office. There's a form that you can fill out on the Division of Consumer Affairs website, and then the Attorney General is going to, or one of their employees will investigate that. They've already received 90 complaints and issued 10 warnings to businesses. Wow. So you're not going to be the first one to complain, but they're really encouraging people to send the businesses their way because they're really cracking down on this.
Absolutely, and easy to do. If you see something that raises a red flag, you have your phone in your pocket, you can always snap a photo or make a note of something and report it immediately. They're ready for those reports.
And as soon as you go to the Division of Consumer Affairs website, it's right at the top, specifically for coronavirus. So it's very easy to find.
Okay. Jury duty. I mean, no one wants to go to jury duty anyway, but we have gotten a lot of people writing in I have jury duty. Will I still have to go? What is the answer to that?
I hate to break it to you, but
Sorry.
the courts are still open. You still have to go to jury duty. You should probably call the court to make sure that everything is still on schedule and happening. But courts are unaffected by the state of emergency.
Yeah, a lot of these questions we have, it really comes down to us contacting people. It changes day to day. So, talking to your boss on a daily routine, talking to, checking the CDC website and checking the
court's websites. Yeah.
Have to do it every day now. It's changing so quickly.
Right.
Speaking of things changing quickly, more and more companies are telling their employers to work from home. So a big question is, will folks get paid if their boss tells them, stay home, this is still spreading, work from home?
So it's a big maybe. It really depends on your employer, and that is the first person that you should check with. Federal law does not require any companies to provide paid sick time, but New Jersey does have the earned sick leave law, which can offer some help. So for every 30 hours that an employee works, you're entitled to an hour of sick time, but it maxes out at 40 hours for the whole year. So that's about a week's worth of sick time.
Okay, that's going to be another question. Right to your boss, to your manager, ask them and clarify that for sure. If you do get sick or if you're in quarantine, will those people get paid?
So again, it really depends. It depends on the circumstance. If you're quarantined or if you contract the virus and you're under your doctor's care, you could be eligible, depending on your company, for temporary disability. This is completely uncharted territory. Not all employees qualify. Every company and business is different. However, state workers who are quarantined or were exposed or diagnosed with coronavirus can miss work without using their sick time. Again, really, really depends on your employer. Check with your manager, check with your boss, call them up and make sure, check what they have in place.
And look, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
If your company hasn't yet had the conversation, maybe it's coming this afternoon and they're just gathering information, but this is something everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody's thinking
about.
It's
on everyone's radar.
No one should be afraid to ask their boss that question right now. Getting back to Governor Murphy said that the state is waiving fees for testing some people for coronavirus, but who are those people?
So the fee waivers are going to affect about 2 million people in the state. So this includes state workers and teachers, anybody who's covered by the state's children health insurance program, so that's up to age 19, and uninsured people who are eligible for charity care. And this waives the fee for testing done in emergency room, doctor's office, and urgent care centers.
Okay. Does that include anyone who is on private health insurance?
So it includes some residents who are on private health insurance. It includes residents who purchase private health care through the marketplace created by the Affordable Care Act. And Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is the state's largest insurer, they're also waiving fees relating to COVID-19 testing. So you should definitely check with your insurance company for the most up-to-date information. This stuff is changing every day. Really give them a call and see what they're doing to help people out.
Yeah, and by the way, just on a personal note, I've been getting way more communication from my insurance company.
Lots of emails.
From places I go to physical therapy. So if they have newsletters that go out and you're not on those newsletters, give them a call. Say, how do I sign up for that newsletter? That way you can get these daily updates, especially from the insurance companies.
Yeah.
A couple of really helpful hints in there and phone numbers just to keep on hand. Here's a question we've seen about the school closures, since we've seen a few of those in New Jersey. Someone asked, will the state close down schools if the coronavirus continues to spread?
So the state of emergency does not require school closures. The state hasn't announced any official school closures. This is a district by district decision. So it's just like when schools close for snow days. Some schools do, some schools don't. And we have a list of the full list of school districts that are closed at NJ.com/coronavirus.
All right, let's talk about things you can do right now. This is just that gentle reminder of things we can all do. maybe help stop the spread of coronavirus, and that is covering
Cover your cough.
crook of the arm right here.
Sneeze into the dab.
None of this. None of this. Yes, definitely sneezing or coughing into the corner of your arm. The CDC says that's the best way to prevent those particles from going all over the place.
Washing your hands. We should be doing it all the time, but really wash your hands now.
Absolutely.
At least 20 seconds is what the CDC is saying.
2 happy birthdays, which we're all sick of by now, but you can find another song.
Or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles song.
Ooh.
That also works.
Wow. 20 seconds.
Yes.
Wash your hands.
With soap.
Disinfect things that you touch all the time. Did you guys see the news from Apple? You can use those disinfectant wipes on your iPhone, wipe it down. We have a video about that on NJ.com Facebook page. But yes, you can use the disinfectant wipe all over your phone. Just
those things are gross.
Watch the yeah, they are gross. Just watch the jack on the bottom and the earphone part on the top of the phone. But yeah, you're touching it and then you're putting it to your face 1,000 times a day.
Another is to avoid touching your eyes, nose, mouth, your face with unwashed hands, or really just in general, which I personally have noticed that I'm very bad at.
I know.
But we all have
tough.
to make a conscious effort to stop doing that.
Absolutely.
And the big one, stay home if you don't feel good. Flu-like symptoms, sniffles, fevers, stay home. Try to work from home, call your employer, see if they have sick time.
Yeah.
But that's really the best way. That's what the CDC is saying is the best way to contain this.
Don't worry about feeling self-conscious
Yeah.
about staying home right now because, again, everybody's talking about this. Everyone's feeling the effects of this.
We're all going through this.
We're all going through it together. So if you're not feeling, at your best, make the call, send the email to your boss, just if you have the ability to work remote.
Yeah.
Again, if you do have questions, post them in the comments section below, and someone from the NJ.com team will definitely try to get you an answer as soon as possible.
And you can always check NJ.com/coronavirus for the most up-to-date information. We're updating that constantly with the newest stories, so that's the best place to check.
All right. Stay healthy, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.